and welcome back to my channel. So this is a requested video for a love spell, and I thought I should make a small video of advising and tips before doing a love spell, because it's a very critical matter that you're getting into. So I thought I should give you a piece of advice, actually few advices, and then you can watch my actual spell video. But just make sure you watch this video first, because I think I have some thoughts that you should keep in mind before thinking of doing a love spell. So I've written down some points. So the first point is that make sure you are ready for love in your life. Like, for example, if you are not financially strong to take care of somebody, if you're yourself struggling with some problem like addiction, and you're not strong-willed or emotionally stable right now, I hope I'm able to explain you. Or if you're not someone who is ready for commitment right now, make sure you need to keep focus on your goal. That, do you really want a love in your life? Can you really imagine if someone walks in your life as your partner? Are you ready for that? Just make sure that, and if the answer is yes, then you can go ahead with that. And if you're not sure about it, if you have a little bit of doubt in your mind, then just don't do it as of now. That's my advice. Second one is that if you are targeting a specific person, make sure you know them properly, their personality, their nature. Because if your personalities don't resonate with each other and you just like them for their appearance, then it's not gonna work, because it will be a hell of a relationship. You guys wouldn't even agree on it, you'll always fight. So just make sure that the person you are targeting, if you have a specific person, make sure that you guys are compatible for a relationship or a love or a lifelong long-term relationship. Just make sure that, because if you don't know about that person and their personality, and you just like saw their appearance and you found them hot, handsome, beautiful, whatever, and you just want them for that quality only, then it's not love. You are actually in lust with them. So just make sure that you know this person very well and you know that you can be happy with them in future. Okay, so that's my second advice. Then my third advice would be that, are you ready to dedicate yourself to a relationship, to commitment? Because a lot of times you want love, you want someone, but are you ready to go that far to keep someone happy or satisfied? Like, can you dedicate your time and everything to that person? Can you satisfy them? If not, like if you're too busy building your career and you're not sure that you would dedicate them your time, then that person would not be happy with you, and this spell would just trap them in your life, and it wouldn't keep them happy. So it's better to do it when you are ready to dedicate your entire mind, body, soul, everything to that person. That would be my third advice to you. My fourth advice would be very obvious one: sexuality. Like, if the person is obviously of a different sexuality, like if you're a straight person and you're trying to bind with love to a gay person, then obviously it's not gonna work, because their personality, their sexuality is completely different than yours. Yeah, you can be a good friend to them, a support system, and vice versa, but they obviously, you're not going to change their sexuality. Like, if you're really into those dark things and trying to confuse someone on their sexuality in order to trap in love with you, then that wouldn't last for too long. Like, it might work if you're that strong of a witch or a person to dominate your energy on them and make them confused about their sexuality. Then that wouldn't last long, and it would be a rough phase of both of your lives. So don't do that. That would be my fourth advice. Then fifth advice would be, if you have some kind of baggage in life, like you are still in love with your ex, if you are still heartbroken from an ex, or if you're still attached with someone, then or that person you're targeting is attached with someone, or in love with their ex, or addicted to some alcohol, drugs, or anything, and they're not focused, and neither you're focused, or any of them are not focused, then you might have to, then this spell wouldn't work for you, because there are a lot of obstacles in the way. So my advice would be to cut the cords for a ritual, to a release ritual, that you're letting your past baggage go, or you're doing a ritual for that person, that person, he or she, should be released from its baggage and whatever feelings you or that person have for the ex or anybody, or any addiction or that sort of thing. You need to do that, a ritual or magic, to release that thing and be a fresh new person to get involved in a love or relationship. That would be my advice to you. Then, because it wouldn't work if you have all those obstacles in between and still you're trying to attract someone, then it wouldn't work. That this spell wouldn't work. Then the next advice would be, you are obsessed with someone and you really want them, but that person is already in a relationship. Then that situation is very critical, because if that person is really happy with that other guy or other girl, then I would advise you not to do that, because you don't want someone in your life by breaking their happiness, their love. That would be so nasty thing, such a nasty thing to do. But at the end, I don't work with morals or ethics. Like, I do have my set of principles and ethics, but I personally wouldn't do such thing, even if I'm in truly love or obsessed with someone. I would rather wait until they mess it up themselves, and then try to attract them by practically being a support system to that person and doing a magic to bind them in love with you. But if that person is in a not toxic relationship and not happy with their partner and fighting and really, and also they are sharing with you that he's such a bad guy, she's such a bad person, why did I end up in this relationship? Like, you get the idea what I'm trying to say. If they are in toxic relationship and you know they're not happy, but you know that you can make that person happy if they're in love with you, then I would suggest you to do a separation spell, a breakup spell for them. Give it a time, and after they're done, then you can cast this love spell, or any love spell for that matter. So that would be my advice to you. See, you have to be really practical and logical when it comes to love and feelings. Like, you have to think on both sides. Just love, obsession and all those things would get you what you want, but then again you have to be practical to deal with that situation. Okay, so then the next advice would be, this spell wouldn't work on the person who is very, very strong-willed, very strong in controlling their heart, mind, emotions, because what you are trying to do is manipulating their mind, trying to get into their head. Obviously, physically strong people need not be emotionally strong, because obviously you can see a lot of physically strong active guys are emotionally very sensitive. But someone who is very sharp-minded, very cunning, very, very strong-minded, it's really hard to get into their head, get into their mind, or to attract them. If you're that strong of a person, then you might succeed, but it's difficult if that wouldn't work. And another thing would be, if that person is heavily, strongly protected by some magic, by their ancestral lineage magic. I hope I'm correct. I'm trying to explain to you. Like, some people, if they're witch themselves, they're protected by different levels of magic. So piercing through that would be very difficult job. Not impossible, but it might not work if you're not that strong, or if someone is taking help from an external spirit, like an external spirit or a demon or a deity, and asking, and that spirit or demon or deity is protecting them from such manipulation, such love thing, or such spells, then your spell would not work, and the chances are it might backfire to you. So make sure you protect yourself before doing this, and that's the reason it might not work. Yeah, so that would be my, I guess, second last advice. And now moving on to the last advice, which is very, very important. I should have gave you this at the beginning, is that it's that make sure you really looking for love. Like, if you have a specific person in mind, sorry for that noise, there is heavy traffic outside. Getting back to this thing, if you are just obsessed with someone, like if you see someone, hot guy, hot girl, and you want them to be your wife or your husband, you want them in your life and relationship with them, but you're not sure how they are, what kind of person they are, or even if you know them, you're just attracted to their body, their beauty, their external thing, and you're ignoring what they're from inside, then that would be a very, very bad thing. Because first of all, it's not love, it's a lust or obsession, or you are just looking for sexual encounter with that person. And on the other hand, that would not work. And even if it worked, it would be a very, very bad relationship. Like that person would be in love with you, like trapped with you, and it's just not working because you just judge them from their external beauty, and you just want that external beauty or just sex with them, and they ended up being in love with you, or like you ended up being in love with them, but it won't just work. So make sure it's love, because for me, love is happiness of that person, whether it would be with me or with someone else. So make sure you are that logical enough or that practical enough to know when it's time to let go. Like if it's not working, just let go. Unhealthy obsession is very harmful. So if you figure that out, that what you're looking for is not love, it's lust, then you can do a lust spell or a sex spell. Like you can, or a friendship spell if you just want their company, and that is a good thing, that support system. So figure that out, that what you exactly want, whether it's sex, it's just lust, support system, or anything. So you might want to do that spell of that type, or you can transform this spell into that spell. You just need to change the matter and the spell inside it. And also I would like to tell you that, and the last thing I would like to tell you, that just make sure, if you are looking for just sex and attracted to their beauty, you can do like a sex spell or friend, or if you want them to be a good friend, then you can do a friends with benefit spell. Like you can just bind them in your friendship, and you can imagine them having sex with you, and then releasing them after you're done, a releasing ritual or a cutting cords ritual if you're done with them. But make sure that you realize that this is not love, and you only want sex from them or support from them. And then if you're looking for like if you're not ready to commit to someone for a long time, like your entire life, then you might want to do a spell which is for short term, like short term relationship. You visualize yourself and you cast the spell being in love with that person and having a good relationship or a phase of a relationship, like short term. You're in happy, you love, having sex, going out, having fun. And then when the time comes, you're happily departing from each other, happily breaking the bond. You have to do that spell. Just figure out what you want to do. Just don't let go yourself in the obsession and the lust. Have a strong mind, have a strong willpower, and be a mature person, and figure out what exactly you want. And I hope this spell really works for you, and I wish that whatever you want in life manifests